welcome to Outbreak, Lost Hope. For those unaware, this is the fourth game in the Outbreak series. I've covered technically all three before this, even though the first game I literally only have one level of. But this is the fourth game, second one being New Nightmare, third one being Nightmare Chronicles, and if you're wondering, yes, I did them in reverse order originally, so I did 3, 2, 1, and then 4. This game is quite a bit different from the other ones. For one, I helped alpha test it and everything, so I have a lot of knowledge. This is not my first time through the game. I'm doing a normal run just for ease at the moment, just to show you guys how to get through things. I put up a guide with pictures on the Steam workshop, or whatever the community page is for the the Lost Hope stuff is. So if you're having trouble and you don't want to look for the specific part of the video, I have literally everything over there, except for the very, very end of the game. You'll see why as we go. But otherwise, I have the difficulty set to normal. I have some of the DLC in effect. I have the treasure laser and the rainbow flashlight. The wind blew with a chilly breeze. It was September 2016, a truly unremarkable year. Then the reports began, a series of murders. The local news became obsessed. Fear gripped the residents of a small Midwestern town. Everyone was afraid the mad cannibals were coming for them. And then that night, it was the 26th, it all broke loose. The city burned, and everyone who could fled. Gwen and her daughter Hope did the same. The moans of the dead echoing as they ran from their suburban paradise towards their car. They saw the grotesque remains of their neighbors as they drove. Buildings burned. The screams were everywhere. And as they followed a convoy of traffic north, they thought they were safe, but it wasn't meant to be. Gwen felt only a sudden impact, then darkness. When she awoke, she was in a different vehicle, and Hope was missing. She had to find Hope. Nothing else mattered. So I should actually look at the timing of those. Originally they were pretty fast, and I told the dev about it, so they slowed down. It may have been set to my narration, I'm not entirely sure. Like, you'll see some... I'll explain stuff as we go, so you'll get some references here and there. Anyway, there are 2 sequence breaks in the game where you can shorten your workload a little bit, and I will demonstrate those. So right here are painkillers. If you need them, they're healing items. It's basically like a green herb, 25 hit point heal. Here is the first puzzle. So normally you're supposed to get the combination and come back, but tester. So you're complaining it's dark, right? Well, if you equip a gun, you get a flashlight, and my flashlight changes colors over time. So here's where you get the first part of the combination, 34. The last 2 digits are actually in the medical camp over there. You have to get past 2 zombies, normally completely unarmed if you're not using a guide for something. Now, to actually access the camp is chained off, if you notice. Here is your next puzzle. So the code is 4, and then 2 numbers are blanked out, and a 1. So in order to get the last 2 numbers, you have to examine the body bags all the way at the end over there. That laser thing going through the car, I don't know if that's always been there or not. Except Limpy here guards it. Now, due to how fast he is, it's actually very difficult to get the bags. And it's very likely I'm going to take at least 1 hit from him unless I get a little lucky. To offset the difficulty here, you are given painkillers right here. And the body bags are 8 and 2. So you can examine them, but like I said, he is hot on your tail. In case you're wondering, he is the second fastest type of zombie in the game. There are 3 different types. Now, the astute may be saying, which one is the fastest? You're about to find out. So the second zombie in the game you encounter is actually the fastest type, the female zombie. And in most cases, I recommend just killing them. They're not worth the headache. The zombies will reset to their neutral positions if you create an amount of distance between them, which is extremely difficult for the female zombies. So anyway, you'll notice the aiming system is significantly different from previous Outbreak games. And here's ugly. So you deal more damage the higher up on the body, the higher on the zombie body you hit. So go for like the head, sternum, and so on to maximize your damage. Now, when you shoot them a few times, they will pretend to be dead. If they're on their stomach, they are pretending. They will never actually be on their stomach if you legitimately kill them. Now you can shoot them while they're down, except it's very wonky. You're supposed to crouch in order to hit them when they're down. And right there, she actually flipped. Normally they just die on their backs. So that cost me 10 bullets. That's normal for you. Well, here's the small key. I'll demonstrate this in a moment. Zombies have 100 hit points. Technically all things do. It's just the amount of damage you deal varies. If you get really desperate, knife's right here, except that does as much damage as a pistol round, just so you know. So, over here is where the other combination is. I actually do need to go into these tents to grab some ammo. So this is Police Note 2, and it literally continues where the last one left off. So you may be wondering, my inventory is full. I mean, I only have 4 spaces. Is there a way I can actually store stuff? And that brings us to the item box. So I'm going to put these in here, and you may be saying, 4 item spaces sucks. This isn't a new nightmare. Well, there are pouches that you'll find here and there that will expand your inventory size. So if we use the small key here, we can open this and get the pouch, and now we have 6 spaces. There are 4 small keys hidden throughout the game. That was one of them. So, the laser on my handgun makes it easier for items to appear, like that display will pop up. This only works on normal mode, I believe. On hard and beyond, it only reacts to key items, books, and the like. So here we have another limper. He actually hit me, and that knockdown is annoying as all hell. If he knocks you down, he's hitting you twice. Small key number 2 is right there. There's handgun ammo in there. It's not really worth it because of the limper. So I would like to break aggro on him. Sometimes he gets stuck on the corner. Now right here is your shotgun. So we're going to use this one, grab that. Now we have a shotgun. Now, the bad news is the weapons you get out of the boxes do not come fully loaded. The shotgun holds 8 shells. And to make things a little bit worse for you, the good weapons are all hidden in boxes. So here we have ammo, shotgun ammo. Here we have magnum ammo. You heard a zombie growl in the distance. Coagulant is replacing poison, well, the ipecac. I'll talk about that later. So this is one of the slow-moving zombies. It's also fairly easy to avoid. Explosive barrel goes off in one shot. You may be tempted to use it on the zombie, but I prefer to hold on to it until later. So anyway, in previous Outbreak games, there was the poison status effect. Someone told the dev that poison is kind of lame and it should be replaced with bleed instead, and now you have a bleed status effect that happens randomly whenever you get hit. Not gonna name names, but you guys can probably guess who suggested that. The same guy who actually caused the knife to deal a lot less damage than it actually did. Sorry, guys. So right here we need the cutters to access the next part. Here's your magnum once you have a small key. I do not recommend taking it this early. So inventory-wise, we're filled up. We need to load that shotgun shell. I'm gonna ditch the ipecac when I get the chance. Now here's the second and last sequence break in the game, the save. So, come over here, hit in 555, grab your detonator, and go. This guy I've gotten snagged on the ambulance before, which allows you to grab the ammo over there. There's only 3 handgun bullets, so it's not really worth getting hit. In case you're wondering, there was a box behind him, and there was also a box in the dumpster. So real quick, I want to test to see if I can still glitch him out. It's not really proper for a walkthrough, but I've been helping in test the game, so let's see. In the interest of speed, normally I wouldn't bother going back, but yeah, he's not stuck here anymore. I really hate this blue flashlight, to be honest with you guys. This is the one that gives you the least amount of visibility, while the pink and the red are actually the best in terms of visibility, I'd say. You could set the flashlight to react to your health, and then if you're willing to walk around one hit from death, it'll be permanently red, but that's a little too far on the edge for my taste. So we're going to dump the IPCAT because we need inventory space. Then if you want to save, use the floppy disks on the floppy drive, and boom. If you don't know what floppy drive is, it's that thing right there. So the next time we come back to the camp, you'll be coming back here, don't worry, in case you miss anything or realize, hey, what about the Magnum? We'll be back. Except there'll be reptiles here. What's a reptile, you ask? You're gonna find out. So anyway, knockdown's another random thing that can happen. It's something I'm not exactly a major fan of, but it is what it is. Enemies either get knocked down or play dead. It's kind of up to you on what you want to describe it as. And pay attention to your ammo, because if it doesn't stack correctly, you can die. So there's coagulant right there if you need it. There's painkillers right there. And now that we're in this area, you're going to have more and more hidden items. So the detector makes it a lot easier to find them, because there's handgun ammo right here on this tree. Doing that to kill a zombie. Here we have shotgun shells. And now if you want to do this puzzle, you have to examine the angel statues. Be careful moving around in the grass, because the rocks are very easy to get stuck on. And you may end up getting smacked around by a zombie while you're trying to get unstuck. So right here I want to load the shotgun fully. And once you examine all the angel statues and use the clue, you get 9741. And if you're wondering where you get the code for this, right here, they tell you arrange the angel statues from high to low, decreasing order, and there you go. You get the car key. Now as for the car key, the car that it goes to is over here. Grab the handgun ammo, angel statue there, and there's one all the way in the corner by the car. So you want to grab that pouch that cranks you up to 8 spaces. And remember how I told you kill the female zombies when you get the chance? What's this we have here? That is so annoying, man. I do not recommend shooting them on the ground, just to reiterate that. It may be less time efficient, but let them get up. So it should take 6 more rounds to kill her. And I was willing to take the down shot there because it was just 1 to kill her. So here we have handgun ammo, which I need to keep my gun loaded. Keep in mind, you're not going to have loaded guns for most of this game. So here you have ointment, 1 of 2 in the game. You want to use that to combine with a painkiller to make a remedy, which is a full heal. Think of ointment as red herbs in terms of Resident Evil terminology. So when you combine that, you get the full heal. If you add a coagulant into that, it gives you a first aid. I don't know, it's a first aid kit, I think. That will also cure bleed. So if you're wondering, we're coming over here because there's 2 zombies right here, and it's easier to maneuver if you pull them this way than the other way. One's a limper, one's a slow mover. The last angel statue is right there, and then the combination for the detonator that I did earlier, that was the safe code, that... Stupid blue flashlight. I can't see them. That's right there. I was hoping I could get close enough for you to see the prompt, but... So grab your C4 and run. Before the female zombies became speed demons, you actually could get through here without killing anyone completely unscathed, but they're just too damn fast nowadays. So keep in mind, if you did not have the detonator combination, now you have to go back to the camp to use it. And if you notice, I'm going to be looking to the right quite a bit because there's ammo on the little altar over there. There's ammo over here. There's a first aid, or painkiller right there. So combine these two together, and there you go. You get your remedy. I actually should have grabbed that on the way back, to be honest. There's handgun ammo right there. So you want to put your C4 right here. Then go over to this computer to use the detonator. There's more ammo over here in case you're wondering. So that pathway is now open, so we'll grab the handgun as well as the shotgun shell. So who's up for another puzzle, folks? So for this one you need to examine the horses, and the numbers you get off them are used with that book. If you hug the horses tight enough, you can actually slip past without aggroing that female zombie. I want to grab the handgun ammo. She is guarding one shotgun shell, which is not enough for me to bother trying to kill her. So I recommend just grabbing this and going. Code for this one, when you put them in the correct order, is 3719. I think that's one of 2 or 3 of the female zombies you can avoid in the game. The reason why it varies is, do you want the grenade launcher, because it is guarded by one of them. So take your 2-digit code from each of the horses, write them in ascending order, so low to high, and then the second digit, the ones on there, will give you a code that I just put in there. So we need to aggro this guy to pull him out. Then we're gonna squeeze in. He hit me, that jerk. Here's where you pop in your ticket. I'm always a little nervous here because dropping the ticket is not exactly the easiest thing. You have to be aiming a specific direction. And with Limpy behind me, we need to grab the shotgun. Hear that? So right there is an annoying thing that happens from time to time, how the reptile hitbox doesn't function properly and your shell will go literally right through them. The game is designed to give you a little bit of extra ammo to offset that, but it's still extremely annoying. So there's submachine gun ammo there, there's ammo in the car. I'm going to leave those for the return trip. This is one of those consolation things to offset the somewhat wonky hitbox. So you need the screwdriver for a puzzle at the end of this path. You want to grab that now so you don't go there and realize, hey, I need the screwdriver, and then have to come back. Inventory space-wise, we can grab the ticket, the shotgun shells, but I'm not going to grab the key yet. We're probably going to grab the key on the way back. So there's a trio of zombies here. As you might imagine, they're not the friendliest bunch around. They're more than willing to give you a hug, it's just not one of those hugs that you actually would want. So that one I think is just a diary from the little girl. We're looking for the female zombie here because we're going to draw her out. Okay, that's 5 shots. Make sure none of the others are aggro and let her get back up. I'm intentionally leaving the shotgun shells down for inventory space purposes. So I missed one. So once she's out of the picture, you can grab that. I'm going to grab the painkillers because I'm in pain. Use that to put me back to full. And there's a zombie up ahead that we need to kill, but in the meantime we need to pull these two out. One of each zombie is here because they're not annoying enough in the first place, and they're spreading out in an awkward fashion. The ticket's right over there. And then leave the shotgun shells. That's the other ointment in the ambulance, in case you're wondering. We have space for handgun ammo. That's a floppy disk right there. That sucks. Can't really see the laser. Fired one too many because he is hot on my tail. So right here we need to switch over to the shotgun. I'm intentionally leaving items behind because we're going to be coming back here in a moment. Didn't mean to leave that behind. We'll worry about the coagulant at a later date. Handgun ammo right there that we'll worry about at a later date. Here is one of the parts that gives me some trouble. So hopefully that puts into context what we're getting into. I'm hoping that barrel has been changed. Looks like it has not. unless you're going to kill the limper behind me, it's not worth it. Four right there. So the reason why I'm killing him is because if you look up ahead, why? Enforcer. Next time we come through here is the last time. So you need to use this housing key that we got to open the back door of the medical camp that we were in originally. So here's the whole backtracking segment. I saw some people complaining on the forums about this already, so they're clearly not familiar with survival horror because this is fairly commonplace. Now keep in mind we do have to squeeze past the brute on the bridge. I don't remember how many brutes there are in the game, it's 4 or 5. I think there's 5 enforcers. So once again we're going to aggro him over here. I don't think he hit me. And now if you did not kill that enforcer, it'd be waiting for you right here, and you'd have to fight either one or both of them. So yeah, I recommend picking that off. I just wish that barrel did more damage to it than it actually did. Now on our trip out of here, this is when we want to pick up those items that I said. I'll get them later, leave them alone for now. So we have to squeeze past this guy. Grab those. By the way, the medical camp has reptiles on it now. Something invasive species. Okay, coagulant. Combine that here to give you your first aid kit. I'm going to swap over to this one to reload them. And I prefer the handgun because it and the Magnum, that dude's glitched, are the only ones that actually have the flashlight in front of you on normal walking animation. If you notice the submachine gun, the shotgun, and so on, due to their size, wow, that dropped my frame rate. This is the most graphically intensive area of the game, in case you're wondering. And we'll be back one more time, as I alluded to, so if you want to leave the shotgun shells there, by all means, do so. At least I think I left them there. Thing is, we need to have an inventory space for this, which is the small key that's going to give us the Magnum. And we'll worry about that one on a later date. So right now we want to lose the limper. The sooner the better, because there are reptiles here, actually. So if you look right there, you'll see one. Grab your shotgun, boys. Time to show it how we say hello in Chicago. By the way, they can do that. Normally when they do that, that's your green light to just run past them, but it's not reliable. Like, the shotgun is not really designed to do that. Shotgun's more of a pain punishment weapon. The machine gun and the pistol are more intended to knock crap down. Okay, we have 8 shells left. There are 2 reptiles that we need to kill. If we get lucky with the one in the camp, you can actually kill it with 2 bullets. Now there's a reptile over here, and there's also one on the other side. That's why we're ignoring this entirely. I thought there were only 2 reptiles in the game that you can avoid, but there's actually 4. These being 2 of them, and the last 2 being near the final area. So there's going to be one where we started at. Inventory space-wise, I'll grab the coagulant. So you can see him right there. I'm not wasting pistol ammo because it's going to take 3 shotgun shells regardless. I don't know how many times you have to shoot him with a pistol to save a shotgun shell. Oh my god. So I lost 2 shotgun shells there, which is really bad. And I'm down to warning, so there's still the painkiller over there for us if we need it. It's just losing those 2 shotgun shells is really bad. It means I can't really afford to miss here, and I need to find more shotgun shells for the reptile that's going to be later on down the road. So in case you're wondering, the 2-hit kill is you have to sneak past it, shoot it with the pistol to aggro it, and lure it by that explosive barrel we left alone earlier in the run. So, we need this, we don't need this. Actually, let me grab this real quick. Inventory space-wise, I was actually better than I thought. We're gonna live vicariously. Actually, no, grab that, but I want it in that position. Run. Deep down, I think he enjoyed the ride. Now, the one reason why I'm cautious is because this is one of those areas that the dev really changed up on me to make things more complicated. Kind of afraid there may be something in wait, which is why I really didn't want to waste those shotgun shells. So right here's your magnum. Gonna be using this to split enforcer wigs. And right here I'm just looking to see if anything reacts to my item detector. I never actually went past that zombie to see what's over there. It's just never struck me as being worthwhile. Just leave him to his own business. So right here was the most difficult part of the game in early testing. 2 bullets? That's less than it used to be, I think. There was a problem with that gate, and you couldn't actually progress. So for here, you need to look for the empty cages to get the combination forward. So this is one of the numbers you're looking for. Another one's in the corner right over there. Third one's over here, and then the fourth one's back there. If you actually want to read them, look at my guide. It's too far out of the way for me here, since there's guardians we have to deal with. So, put those in the correct order from oldest to youngest. You get the 3rd ticket. You need that ticket to access the final boss area. Painkillers right here, I think. Oh, no. One of these has painkillers in it. At least one of them did. So if you need shotgun shells, there's some over here. So you notice if I killed the reptile in the camp with the shotgun, I would be missing 1 shell for this. Now he paths weird. So I could end up dying here just because one of the shells didn't connect properly. The reptiles just have an extremely weird hitbox. I don't know. It's worse when they're on the ground, just so you know. So we're out of shotgun ammo. So if you need aldermen, there you go. The reason why we're coming back here, though, is this old key is needed to open the gate right ahead. There are 2 zombies right over here. And then if you're wondering how to find out the solution, you have to read this. Right here is your clue. Okay. I actually don't need to put anything away, but I'm going to take a painkiller out. Safety heal. So you'll see the 2 jokers right there. Now, notice here we have a female zombie.
Asshole.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Some machine gun rounds. I'm going to leave those as they are because I can't fully load the gun. So here you need to use the key. And this is where the grenade launcher is if you're so inclined to get it. There's not a lot of grenade ammo in the game, so I don't really recommend doing so. But we do need to get past that enforcer. Grenade launcher is in this little cabin here. So let's bait him. Okay, he reacts from a greater distance than he used to. So the reason why you want to mess with him is for the magnum ammo. This is the single biggest cache of magnum ammo in the game. So I'm hoping I don't aggro her. Right there's the painkillers, by the way. She's aggroed. Wow, this is one of those rare times where I actually broke aggro with them. That is really hard to do. Just like navigating these painkillers because of the rocks on the ground. So there might be ammo in that little house with her, it's just not worth it by any stretch of the imagination. Here we have a floppy, so you could do a safety save here if you're so inclined. It's not bad yet. Inventory space-wise, we need a key and a key. I may throw away that one coagulant. So I mentioned key and key. The final of the small keys is right in here, guarded by that dude. Since he's a slow mover, by all means go into the tent with him. It's right here in this bathtub, which I assume is actually for cleaning corpses. Now to break aggro with him, we want to go over here. I don't believe there's anything in there. Item detector, that's not getting any hits. So to open this safe, you have to find the date of, or the year of birth of the person who was executed, which is... Oh. Discard the coagulant. You're not allowed to combine these, so yeah, discard that. The grave in question is actually guarded by a reptile in the corner over there. One of the books will tell you who you're looking for. Lay to rest together. Here you go. His emergence is the key. Emergence being birth. So real quick in terms of graphics, I should have commented on this earlier. I talked a little bit about it at the carnival thing. But at the game's highest settings, I am juggling between 60 and 70 frames per second while recording. So hopefully that puts into context that it's fairly well optimized these days. Can't make any promises for Linux. The dev was looking for beta testers for that, but couldn't find anyone. So be a little careful. You can grab the machine gun bullets without aggroing him. This is a floppy disk. I used to grab that as my final save, but lately I've been leaving it. Other reptiles up here. Now if you want to tempt fate, you can grab that without aggroing him. Zombie there, reptile there. The tombstone question's the one right next to him. There may actually be ammo or something over there to kind of compensate you for putting up with him, but I'm not dealing with that crap. Now this guy has given me trouble due to glitches in the past. There's handgun ammo in the car, which I'm going to try to grab. This was the last area that I know the dev was working on to make sure you didn't fall through the ground like I did. I think those are shotgun shells. That sucks. So he's turned into a pacifist zombie. That's a glitch we're aware of. So he won't hit us anymore, but he will run faster than Gwen, so put him out of his misery. So, right there I got royally screwed by a glitch. If I didn't get stuck on the car, I could have walked through here while keeping my ammo. So here we have the Enforcer. 2 bullets to kill him, usually. Like I said, this area gave us problems at the end of testing. So this is intended to be a boss-like area because of the Burning Brute. It's just, you can loot this entire place without really addressing him. So, let's load this now. Let's see if the cheese strat still works. So aggro him, lure him onto this side. Okay, once he rounds that cart, go. If the strat didn't work, I'd be grabbing my Magnum right now and praying like no tomorrow. So right here he's trying to reset, but he's stuck on the gurney. The wire coil is what you need to get past that one Enforcer that I left alive earlier. And let's see. I'm going to be loading guns as I go so that I have inventory space. There's one new enemy that appeared while we were out. We aggroed him. Grabbing the shotgun shells. I don't know if he'll actually follow you out of the area. It looks like he will. So yeah, it's a good thing we killed these zombies. There he goes, he reset. So if not for the glitch, I would have killed the one over here because I could bait this one out, or lure that one out and then run past him. It's just, you saw. Don't worry, they just roar in place. It's not like you've been spotted yet. Grabbing this in the event I need it, I'm probably just going to throw it away if I don't. Oh, I am going to throw it away because I forgot about those painkillers. So now the hard part is getting away from that female zombie when I'm not trying to draw aggro. So if you want to save, I'm going to just because of that annoying glitch, in case I get screwed over. Don't know if the Enforcer is aggro, but doesn't really matter. It's literally a straight shot out. Now the thing that's different from our last time here, they are not following me. That's just a book. If you look closely at where we entered at... No, that is not your imagination. That's indeed a shadow over there. A brute. So we're back in the med camp, and we have swept the place for reptiles, if you remember. That dude is still over there. He's still guarding 3 handgun bullets if you really need them. I don't recommend them. This is the one we're looking for. No, that's not. It's up here. So the final small key I'm going to use on the magnum ammo here. That gave us 3 rounds, that's fine. There's no point in reloading because I'll still have a stack. If you can't kill it in 2 magnum rounds, you're doing something wrong, or you're playing it on a range, one of those two. What's a range, you ask? It's one of those 2 things you unlock after beating this game on normal scenario. Not necessarily normal difficulty, just this scenario. Now the reason why I say this scenario is because there is an onslaught mode, which is more action-oriented. Things are coming at you from all directions, you have to scavenge items, and so on. If you beat that within a certain time limit, the one we were talking about was 25 minutes. That unlocks a knife that will one-hit KO anything that you come across. So if you aspire to that, go for it, but as it currently stands, the knife is a fairly lame weapon. Counting inventory space. Gonna be grabbing the painkillers just for safety purposes. I've gotten really lucky this game with no bleed. To be honest, once I got stuck on that car, I was thinking I was definitely gonna bleed, but I didn't. Those guys are still over there, so ignore them. Respect their personal space, and they won't even know you exist. So just like your normal survival horror stuff, this is about clearing pathways and then abusing those pathways to get to wherever you need to go. So there's an item box there. Like, I was contemplating dropping off the one magnum bullet, but it's not a big deal. And I should mention, while enemies do appear where they weren't there previously, that's not the case for items. If it wasn't there, it's not going to change. And then if you wanted to speedrun the game, just keep in mind these guys in the bottlenecks, you want to shoot them from a distance to aggro them. Damn you. And then run like hell once you get past them. So we still need to pick up the shotgun shells at the camp, so I'm going to have to throw away something. I forgot about that part. It's not going to be the magnum bullet, but I want to reload as I walk. He finally gave up. As things stand, I'm most likely to part with the coagulant because I can grab one a little bit further ahead. I will switch this to the shotgun to immediately load those. This is just really bad RNG, which is why I recommend doing safety saves periodically. So I lost, I don't know, 3 times more health there than I should have if I didn't get a bad roll. They're not chasing anymore. So I went from being fairly healthy to being orange. So keep in mind I'm not actually at 100% health. I'm somewhere around, I want to say 80%. Now I have to slip past the brute on the bridge. In earlier builds, that was literally the only, right there is the only zombie I would bother killing. Normally it's not worth it to grab that handgun ammo. I took an unnecessary risk doing so, and I would not recommend doing that. I wouldn't even say that was me showing off, that was just me screwing up. So over here we have the Enforcer. We're going to try to slip past him. There's one save point and one item box left in the game. So that blows this path open. This is the final stretch of the game. So if you don't want spoilers, this is your chance to stop. So yes, I did waste a magnum bullet. That sucks. Those would kind of clue you in on what's going on. Grabbing the floppy for the final save. I can also reload this for space. Oops. Equipping this for convenience sake. Now I'm ready to go fight the final boss. If you need to get anything out of the item box, there's one back here. I sped through here trying to shake the zombie, and when the zombie wouldn't take the hint, well, he found out he could not catch shotgun shells with his teeth. Right there's the item box. So if you want a first aid kit or something, by all means, help yourself. He changed the final boss room on me again. He wanted to be this all-out brawl, but I showed there were quite a few design flaws. Turned it into a sniper's paradise. There we go. So there are 3 reptiles in here. That's 1. You can see the boss right there. Reptile number 2 is right over here. The reptiles are on both sides of the boss. The brute is the boss. The brute was the boss. That's it. If you need supplies, they are littered throughout the area, such as in this tent over there. It's mostly handgun and shotgun ammo. The game pretty much assumes if you don't take the shotgun, you're not going to make it this far anyway, so just be aware. So if you want to find out what's going on, you have to actually pause right there. I didn't mean to do that twice. So in order to bring the game to an end, you just have to leave the boss area. So a couple parts cut this a lot closer than I would have liked. Had some bad luck with shotgun shells, otherwise I would have even more than I do now. And there are some lying around here or there, so if you need them, grab them. It's just if you have to fight a reptile with a handgun, you are screwed, man. So here is the end of the game. So overall, if you look at Nightmare Chronicles and then come here, you can see that it's a huge leap in quality. It's like night and day, just to compare the two. No offense to the dev. The thing that I hated most about Nightmare Chronicles, to be honest, was the whole chapter thing, because you lose your crap at the end of the chapter, and then you have to start from square one. It just made balance a mess. So yes, I'm intentionally not narrating this because for those of you that may be listening and don't really want spoilers but want to know what comes a little bit later because there are details, yeah, I'm going to leave those as is. So sadly, the ending I wanted was that Hope wasn't actually her daughter, that Gwen was some sort of psycho trying to kidnap a random kid. Dev did not go with my hopes. My hopes were dashed. So right here, this whole thing is setting up the next game right here. The group was surveying a group of survivors who were injured. They had bites. There was no happy ending here. One of the women in the group turned to her and said, "Are you coming with us?" She nodded, she being Gwen in that case. There's 3 survivors. I call them Francis, Zoe, and Lewis. As for what they're actually going to be officially named, that has yet to be determined. So here are the credits. First up is the one-man army who did like 99% of the work. And the reason why I say 99 is because he couldn't alpha test everything just due to the sheer number of bugs that were in this game as it progressed. So there he is, Yuri himself. Next up is the one special thanks guy, and then the one right here that kind of ruined all the fun things for you, like the knife. In case you're wondering, in an earlier build, if you downed an enemy, you could literally run up there and stab them to death, and that was the most efficient way to kill them. And I'm not talking ammo, I'm talking time-wise. In the earlier builds, when they went down, they'd take bonus damage for being down. So if you went up there, that knife became an extremely deadly weapon. But thanks to someone making a comment about it, that's not the case anymore. So anyway, by beating the game, that unlocks Nightmare and Arrange mode. That's what these are, Nightmare. Well, both of these have it set up so that if you take a hit, you lose 99% of your health. If you're wondering what's so special about that, you have 100 hit points, so it takes 4 painkillers to get back to normal, or you have to use a remedy or a first aid kit. All of those things will, well, they're hard to come by, that's the point of it. If you take damage, you're in a really bad spot. I don't know if the item drops are affected any, like if there's less ammo or not. Be aware the item detector does not work on Nightmare. It might work on Arrange, I'm not sure. And if you're wondering what's so special about Arrange, you start off with a ton of items. You even get 4 free small keys, if I understand it correctly. And the whole point of it is the enemies are 2 to 3 times more durable, so it's going to take 30 handgun bullets to kill a zombie and like 6 shotgun shells to kill a reptile. That means 4 magnum for a brute, and then 4 magnum for an enforcer and 2 for a brute. And the whole point of it is they start you off with all this stuff because if you're not careful, you'll have no supplies, and the enemies are so durable that knife is going to do less than normal. Now the good news is, if you clear Onslaught within the time limit, you get the infinite knife. I will go to the options screen to show you some of the stuff. So I haven't done that yet. I'm rushing to literally get this out on release day so that if people get stuck and need help, they know where to look, what to do, etc., etc. And then these 3 options are the DLC that comes with the game. So you can set Gwen on fire like the zombies. It doesn't really do anything, it's cosmetic. It's really bright though, and it does obscure some things, which is why I had her on normal here. For the flashlight and laser, they come in 3 varieties. First is rainbow. That means your flashlight or laser will change color periodically. You saw me using the flashlight because it's probably the best one of the bunch. Next up is vitals. This will reflect your health. It'll be green when you're healthy. It'll turn orange and yellow as you get closer into dying until you reach red, and then it sucks to be you. And then you have the treasure detector. So you're allowed 2 of them. I recommend the treasure on the laser if you need help finding items and so on. The treasure detector just makes it so you can detect items from further away. That magnifying glass will appear from further. In earlier builds there was no magnifying glass, and that was a lot rougher. There was a lot of stuff out of bounds that's a lot harder to find. But otherwise, folks, that is Outbreak Lost Hope for you guys. So if you have any problems, hopefully this resolves it, and the framework has been laid for Outbreak 5. We'll have to see what kind of madness ensues. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.